here we go. All right, Mr. Clean's on the scene. I'm here with my friend Neil Goulder, and we're talking about the whole housing thing that's going on right next to his house. And if you look at this artist's conception, it's like buries his house underneath it. What do you think about that?
I think the pictures speak for themselves, and I don't talk as fast as you do.
Right on! Nobody talks as fast as I do. Blah, 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 blah. No, I don't. I'm not really a speed talker. I just had a little too much coffee. I'm in sobriety, and of course, if I have one thing that has some sort of mind-altering substance, I've got to abuse it. Yeah, I guess I better let him drive. We'll pick this up later. We're going to show the actual scene and then compare it with the artist's conception, and then he'll have some more reflections on cutting out all the trees. We just actually went by the, oh, I missed it. We went by the place where they tore it down. They had a beautiful women's community building. We used to have a great interfaith meeting there. My friend used to go in and play piano, and then they took that all down. It was a fairly new structure, and put up this big squared off building for Ithaca neighborhood housing. It's horrible. Horrible, I tell you. Or I think it was. Oh, what do you think about that one?
I'm driving.
Oh yes, he's driving. So we will join you later with the actual site. Oh wow, what are they doing here?
Which is appropriate. I mean, this one's appropriate.
That's a good one?
Between two buildings.
Oh yeah, they're two
size,
commercial buildings, and it's not like burying someone's house.
It's infill, I think they call it.
Yeah. So it's a little bit taller than the thing that was there before, but it's not like in a residential. Oh, that was the thing with Ithaca neighborhood housing, is they like rush past this.
I want to take, well, let's see. Down up there. I'm going to take you just so you'll have a view of the trees from down here. And actually a view of my house, which is quite a nice view. It's a one-way up here, but maybe I'll just go up the one way.
So with Ithaca neighborhood housing,
they have me on film doing something illegal.
Oh, what's that? Oh, I do it all the time.
So,
so they had a housing project over on Spencer Road, and it was a zone for one-family houses. They actually had a kid hit there, so they didn't want a lot of traffic, and they pushed it through the city government because they're in good with. Oh, this is. All right. So what? This is. Oh. Oh, these three right here are going to go down. And there's the house. Beautiful. The gray house is going to be torn down. This has got the cute little brown house. Beige, brown trim. And then just put that huge thing is going to go in there. Oh my lord! That's worse than I thought.
So there's people working on my house. They don't necessarily want to be filmed, and you don't really need to film my house inside. So
yeah.
Although my woodshed is beautiful.
Oh, I should have had that. I should keep running. I should know to keep running.
So it's interesting. Right after they bought it, they
wait! Don't tell me. Oh, they're still going. Oh, I was still recording during all that time. Maybe I'll use the audio. Okay. Anyway. So what happened? They bought this.
They wrapped it in red tape, and then they took the windows out.
Huh?
They blinded it.
I wonder if it actually had real asbestos, because a lot of times they just use that as an excuse. Oh, really?
I mean, they may have used it as an excuse, but I'm sure that all these old houses have asbestos.
Yeah, there used to be this thing they wrapped the furnace ducts with. It was asbestos stuff. All right, beautiful. Got the baby. Give the doggy a pill.
You want to come out, get your pill?
Want to
come out? I guess he's not going to do it, so we'll do it.
Come on, baby.
No, I'll bring my groceries in.
So yeah, this is a nice residential neighborhood, and this is gonna be.
Take a look at the houses, what they look like around here.
This is where they're gonna tear down and put the huge structure.
Chris, that's Parker. Parker, Chris.
Hi, Parker.
Chris does a local TV show.
And here's Neil's house. They're doing some work in the basement. And, or no, all over the place.
Oh yeah, get
Beautiful
my
plants.
Get my garden. Get my garden.
Got a nice garden over here. Workers hanging out, doing some work. Oh, I like this woodshed type of thing. This is nice little storage area for stuff, and that's cool. It's got wood, heating with helping the environment.
Idea. There'll be a 70-foot tall building starting somewhere over here that will go almost all the way back to that corner.
Oh my lord.
Almost all the way towards the front.
Oh no.
So this
70
garden,
foot tall?
this total garden will probably
Yeah, the plants won't be able to get any light.
live.
You'll feel like a colossus is like burying you. He's taking some groceries in, and in the meantime, I will go up front. Because I don't know if he wants this construction in there, and he's not sure about the construction work. He's want to be on film. Although I film anything I want to, anytime, any place. One lady was freaking out about me filming her. You better watch out. My head will come popping out of your toilet. Oh, look at the morning dove. See, beautiful mourning doves here. Probably hanging out with the tree. Where's the trees? There's the trees that are going to go down. It's a nice area. That's probably going to be all overshaded because of the huge structure that will go in there. It's crazy, crazy, I tell ya. See, this is a residential neighborhood. There is like an apartment house over here, but that's just a 2-story. How are they gonna put? That's crazy, crazy, I tell ya. Wow, Neil has a nice little house here. All right, so I'll rejoin you in a moment. See if it's okay to film inside his house. And then you can't really see how it will bury Neil's house because of the beautiful trees there. But there's Neil's house in the side, which you already can't really see because of the just normal family house. But with a huge apartment building, it'll be horrible. See, a residential neighborhood. Oh, well, that's what I was trying to sell before, is the Spencer Road thing, where it's zoned for single-family houses, and they got through this whole big apartment complex. And it'd be different if Ithaca Neighborhood Housing actually provided good, affordable housing, but they don't really. A small percentage of they get a lot of funding and the pretense of providing affordable housing, and then provide about 20% of the units, and then they persecute the hell out of people because they know they've got a captive tenancy. Oh, he's calling me. All right. Now say whatever you want.
Whatever I want. That's a sure sign for not being able to say anything.
Really?
Yeah. So anyway, check out these trees.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Well,
I was just noting that there's a mourning dove out here and all the wildlife.
This little tree here is a pear tree.
Oh.
And people come by and pick pears from this pear tree. And this is a sign on the tree about the meeting on tomorrow night, 6 o'clock.
I'll actually try to do a speed edit and get this on today, or I might be able to get it on soon. She usually does the programming like a day in advance, but given the
Oh, and here's
the
a
time factor.
historically designated building.
Oh,
Called
nice.
the Snake House.
Yeah, I was just noting
Right
that
across
was
the
an
street.
apartment building, but it was a nice 2 or 3 story thing or 2-story. Oh, they used to. Did you realize they used to build them like that because of tax reasons? So
No,
that's
yeah.
actually an attic, or at least back in Oneonta, where
Okay.
that they could actually get away with that being a 2-story
Uh-huh.
because that's technically an attic because of the way it's constructed.
Yeah, years ago, that was a bed and breakfast. And then the other historical building is the Grandview, which is a beautiful house up here. That's historically designated too. So this is just to give you a sense of the neighborhood.
Nice.
And
So even this other building over here is a 3-story, but
yeah, but
that's
it's a actually the owner of that building is Josh Lauer, and he and his wife live on the top floor.
oh nice. So the residents. This
Yeah.
is going to be somebody in
Yeah, yeah.
New Jersey or
Well,
something.
No,
Maybe-
we're
No, I mean
we
this,
like.
this building here.
Oh, this.
Probably going to be somebody sucking money out.
Well,
I don't
they're
even
low.
know where. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Todd Fox is a local person, the person who's developing it. So,
Oh, okay.
But I don't know, where the investors come from. So,
Oh, that's just the developer.
yeah.
All right. Well, anything more?
Let's see. Oh, here's an interesting thing. If you look at these 2 lots, they're about the same size, and
There's Neil's. There's the other one.
I have proposed to the developer. That's where this truck goes by. I've proposed to the developer that we trade lots. That because my lot's about the same size as their lot, and they could build on my lot, and I would have my house. My house would be moved into that lot, and we would save the trees and
Yeah.
save the solar panels.
Wow, that was nice of you.
I'm hoping they'll seriously consider that. And I don't know why they wouldn't, because I think it's also advantageous to them.
How did they get away with something like that? Isn't this zoned for a certain? I mean, that's what they did. That Spencer Road project is. It was zoned for single-family houses, and then they just sped the Ithaca Neighborhood Housing sped it through the city government and said no, and then they pretended like they're supposed to check with the residents, and then they try to they didn't really check, and then they try to reenact and force people to sign this thing that they agreed with it.
So I'm going to show you a couple things. This
Okay,
is
cool.
the 2009 Collegetown Urban Plan and Conceptual Design Guidelines that was endorsed by this Common Council in 2009. And in this plan, this part of the 200 block, both sides of the street, was called Village Residential Section. And it was zoned for, I think, buildings a maximum of 50 feet tall, and with gradual transitions between the more higher buildings further up and the lower ones down below.
Which is all sounds like a great reasonable plan.
And this is the artist's rendition.
Oh yeah, I
of
saw that on the
what
site. That
what
the
it
previous one was
what it would look like. And I have copies of these I can give to you if you want. So this is the artist's rendition of what it would look like. And it says elements such as sloped roofs, dormers, and entry porches will help the new housing types blend with existing residential buildings along the lower section of College Avenue. And so this is that corner where they're planning to put up the massive monolithic building.
And your house will be back in.
My house is
Still kind of buried.
doesn't exist. It's replaced by another apartment building here in this picture.
Oh, they're trying to. Oh, their plan was trying to weasel you out too.
No, that
maybe
no, I don't think so.
Sorry, I get a little.
But you know, I mean, if
conspiratorial.
actually, it would be sort of look like this if my house were here and theirs was here. But
Yeah.
no, I don't think it's conspiratorial. But anyway, so you can see how different that building looks from the one that they're
Yeah,
planning.
that's what it's supposed to be, and this huge. Then, oh, could you flip to that other one?
Yeah, sure can. And there are more pictures I can get you online.
Here's what it's now the new thing, and look, there's Neil's house. Oh, this focus isn't working very well. Okay,
There's my house.
Whoa! Wow.
Hey, here's a local business owner.
Okay, maybe he's got something to say.
Maybe.
Oh, he doesn't want to be on TV?
I've been meaning to.
Why you run on television production?
I've been meaning to get you my flyer. You've seen these things. Have you seen these things?
I knew there's a building proposed, and it's right next door to you, huh?
Yeah, it is. Here, you can see that. And then this is from the 2009 Collegetown plan. This is what they're envisioning.
Yeah.
A lot different.
What really sucks, as far as I'm concerned, of course, I don't know, all these spruces are dying,
Yeah. Well, not
all over the, like out by my house, all these spruces are dying, but they're gonna cut down these nice trees.
Yeah.
Like the last trees up here.
That's what I was
I guess you got
saying.
some down here, but
Yeah.
Those, what do you estimate? Those are like 100 years old, 75
Yeah.
years?
Probably. I mean, they
100
were.
years
I
old?
moved in 1972, and those trees were still pretty big even then. So they must have been 50 years old then.
so were you? I've been wondering if I'd see it. Were you into Bahama Mama,
What's that?
a band?
No.
Okay, they're having a private conversation. In the meanwhile, we will view. I'll have to blur that guy's face out. See, I'm even though I realize that people should realize I absolutely have no boundaries and I can film anything I want. If somebody really doesn't want to be, I'll do the blurring of the face thing. But it is kind of like my friend Jason, who was obviously filming a thing, and then when I turned the camera on at a concert for Ithaca Fest, and I turned the camera on him, and he's like, "No, don't film me." Well, you're entering my territory. I'm doing a video production, so of course you're gonna be on camera. Hi.
No.
All right, we're back.
A little piece of life here. So
Real life goes on.
yeah. So the offer, my offer was to switch to trade properties and
Yeah.
get my house.
And then
moved.
what, you would have one of those house mover things where they just like
Yep.
move it over? Yeah, I've seen
It's
that.
not
Well,
that
I've seen
hard.
the
It's
whole
only
church
moving
move.
it over. It's only moving it over.
Yeah,
And
that's They
let's
wouldn't
see,
go for
what
that?
else? Well, no, I think they're thinking about it. I wouldn't say they wouldn't go for it.
What about
No.
being able to buy that? Is this something where they got it for $1 from the...
They got it.
taxes or
They got
something?
it for over They paid over $2 million for the property.
$2 million for that piece of property?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what property is running.
Is running here in Ithaca.
Yep.
No wonder it's so hard for me. I had to move up to West Village where there's crack dealers next door to me and shit.
Yeah. So.
Sorry, neighbor. No, there isn't really. There is like cops up there all the time though.
Yeah.
But I keep it.
I like I like living here.
Yeah.
I was in the house a long time. My wife died here. 2 children were born in the house here.
Yeah,
And it's a whole place.
that's where you should be.
Yeah.
I mean, you're obviously going to be there anyway. Even if they build the big thing, but still, it's like why? It's
Yeah.
like crazy. You'll see these. There have been movies about that where you see all these high rises and then one person knows a holdout. Usually now they're using eminent domain for like
Yeah.
spurious reasons.
I know.
I know the thing it should be just in case it's public safety or they have to really
I know, they
some
use
real
it
thing.
for development.
Now they're doing it for the mall. They took out a whole bunch of places in Syracuse for the
eminent domain.
the carousel
Yeah,
mall.
yeah.
Well, and that
Don't get run
totally bastardizing the whole
Yeah.
spirit of the eminent domain. It should be only if there has to be some serious issue, and even then they should like pay. A lot of times they'll pay like less than market value.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what else can I tell you? You know, there is obviously, if you just look around town, there's quite a lot of building, and I think the Common Council and the present mayor are interested in building, and it is important to have more housing in Ithaca and in College Town. But my question that I always ask is, at what cost? You know, you can't just put up big boxes and fill them with students. The other thing I wanted to say was, you know, Josh Lauer's building is a big building. It's up in a more appropriate part of College Town. And the beautiful thing about Josh's building is it's going to add to the community. It's going to have Green Star Cooperative, the grocery store. It's going to have a bus stop. It's going to have a pedestrian walkway. So, you know, I'd like these developers to think about, you know, what they could add to the community here with their building. You know, a cafe with tables out front, a restaurant, an ice cream parlor, you know, a community laundromat, you know, something that would benefit the life of the people who live here and come to school here and walk by, rather than just a place where that's driven by profit for investors by filling it with the most number of rooms that they can. That's what I'd like to see.
All right, well said. I think we have enough for a half an hour show. I'll run that.
Good.
Even if it's not, I will run. Very good to.
Good.
Thanks for running
Run over here.
being willing to do this, and I'll try to get it on right away before the meeting. And then I get four showings altogether, so I'll hopefully get the one on today, maybe tomorrow morning or sometime. Maybe I'll try to put all my showings in before the meeting. So when is the meeting again?
The meeting is tomorrow night, Tuesday night, 6 o'clock at Common Council, City of Ithaca, City Hall, 3rd floor. The public can speak at the beginning of the meeting for 3 minutes at 6 o'clock, and then there's a public hearing on 201 College Ave at 7:15 approximately.
Okay, thank you. Be there tomorrow, the 28th.
Yeah.
So if you're seeing this in the morning, try to be there.
One more thing that might be interesting. Probably it should be known publicly that I've brought a lawsuit against the planning board for the decision that they made to allow no environmental impact statement for this building. And legally they need to take a hard look at these projects that are this size. And I was present at the meeting where this received what's called
I'll wait till this thing passes.
let me start that. I'm going to try to start that over again. So I feel that the planning board inappropriately allowed the developer to not do an environmental impact statement. So I'm bringing a lawsuit to challenge their decision so that a full environmental impact statement will have to be done for this building. And I think that's the right way and the way it should be done.
Right on, excellent.
So
They tried to challenge the people at Spencer Road. The neighborhood got together and tried to challenge, but they just pushed it right through. Like, wait a minute, we had a child killed here, so they cordoned off the area so people couldn't run. They were like rushing through, so they didn't have to go down 13. But it was zoned for. If something's zoned for something, there's a reason for that. And then they pushed through this project. And they did kind of the same thing. This is I mean, this is an independent developer.
I wonder
but
if it's the same developer, because where is it on Elmira Road? 314.
It's right where they have like a thing, kind of like a.
Where the gas station is, and. No.
Yeah, the gas station is on the 13 side. There's like a whole bunch of stuff over on the 13 side.
Because yeah, I think there's. I know that this developer is doing something on Elmira Road. I can show you the agenda for the new for the meeting tomorrow night.
But there's definitely something wrong. I'm not sure which agency, the planning board or whatever, but they just push these things through. And if they're zoned for, I don't know what this is zoned for.
Well, this is within. They are doing this within the zoning. That's what I'm saying. The plan
went through
was
this whole thing.
Well, but the plan got changed. So when they made the zoning in 2014, they actually increased the height and the lot coverage and the number of floors was very largely increased. So they can do it within the zoning.
But what's the point of going through this whole project? Like, obviously, that pamphlet you had, they probably spent $100,000 or more, like, during this whole planning thing.
Totally.
And then they just, we'll just not go with the plan.
Exactly.
Like the thing with the dredging of the Fall Creek. They spent several $1 million doing a study on whether it should be dredged or not, to find out that it cost $12 million. Or they just formed a committee to determine whether there are too many committees or not. They formed a committee to find out there's too many committees. Like, this something is just absurd. All right, thank you. Can you believe that? Well, thank you very much. All right. My brother Neil, it's good to have time to hang with you.
Thank you, Chris.
Since you no longer volunteer at Loaves and Fishes, I don't see you that much anymore.
No.
And keep me in touch. Keep in touch.
I love Loaves and Fishes.
You've got my number now, so keep in touch. We should have coffee now and then, or if you got any other cool video projects or music or anything, and we'll do a follow-up on this. So I'll try to get this on right away.
Okay.
Here's the pretty flowers.
You got the.
I got a lot of that.
Oh, and would you like I'll give you a ride back down.
I can walk down, but if you can,
I'll give you a ride.
I've got all that equipment.
Yeah, you got all that stuff.
Everything you want to see for the Mr. Clean Show.